So here in front of me, we've got some of the items you need to have on hand, or you don't need to have, nice to have. But things if you don't have these things, you can definitely substitute for other things. So what you've got in and around your house. So some of the things we've got, so starting with the fire, we've got wood here, I've got charcoal, I've got fire lighters and a lighter. So get a nice long lighter so you don't put your hands too far in, just to save it so you don't burn yourself. We've also got, so here, cotton gloves. Now I buy these off eBay, they're about $1 a pair. You put these on and put a black glove, because black glove is barbecue, everyone knows that. But black nitrile gloves are nice and thick, so they survive, so you don't rip them and break them all the time. But with this cotton glove, you put this underneath, the black glove on top, so you can pick up your meat now that's quite hot coming off the barbecue without burning your hands. And they're also good for keeping everything clean. A thermometer. So I use a Thermopen. I find they're the best. I prefer the black one. It just, for me, it works well. I've had them great. Now, these are the best thing because they're an instant read. They'll read the temperature, internal temperature of your meat in roughly 1 to 2 seconds, which means you're not having that smoker door open all the time, trying to see where everything's up to, and it just helps you really well. Knives. So a nice sharp boning knife is for your trimming needs, things like that. I like Victorinox, is probably the mace brand I use. They're cheap, they're easy to get, and they hold an edge really well. And a bigger knife here, so I've got a shun here, a Japanese knife. I use that for slicing my brisket or things like that after the meat is cooked. Yeah, oil. I use oil for that binder, for the rubs, the stick. Olive oil, canola oil, vegetable, it doesn't really matter. I just prefer oil, it's what I've always used. Foil. So a lot of our meats, like pork and things like that, we wrap in foil. I like the Costco one because it's very thick. And it's what I recommend you have on hand if you can. But any foil will work. So I just find this one, it's very thick, it's very hard to tear. It's very high quality. You can also get this from Bunnings, a very similar version. The other one is butcher's paper here. So butcher's paper is what I wrap our beef in. It's called butcher's paper or pink butcher's paper from America. You can use it, you get it from all your good barbecue shops, things like that online. I prefer the 24-inch wide version, but when you're wrapping a brisket's a big piece of meat, so you need that. You don't want to use too much of it. What this will do, which I'll explain when we wrap our meats, but it lets the meat breathe. So it doesn't steam it. It doesn't give you like a pot roast in your beef flavor. They're the main things I use. Last thing here, forgot a beer. Got to have yourself a good cold beer when you're doing barbecue. I'll have to get some now.